Hi, I'm Tyroning, and this is I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
Turn it up. The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down.
Knocked down by Roman. Pass to Ronning onside. At the circle. Wants to shoot. He fakes. He scores! 10 straight games with a goal for Ty Ronning. Dan. Ground by Calgary. Krebs won't clear it past Kosh. Watts finds Barberis. Back on Ronning. Scores! A failed clear by the Calgary Hitman, and Ty Ronning does it again.
As Lowen lost the puck through center to Ronning. Ronning's going to cut it on the right wing, dancing around Bala. Backhand scores. Ty Ronning says this one isn't over yet.
Shots. Here's Ronning with speed off the faceoff. He'll gain the zone all the way down. He scores. Ty Ronning.
He's going to cross the blue line. Way he goes. Ronning cuts through, and it's not saved. On the backhand, he scores! This is sporty. Up the middle to Watts, left wing. Back to Byram. Give and go in front for Ronning. Scores! To Byram, to Ronning, and Pink. In his own zone, 3:20 to play in overtime. Tishka lost it. Ronning steals. A 10 for history.
I'm just drinking a nice iced tea out of the I Only Touch Greatness podcast koozie.
There we go. That's a good plug for the show there. I like that. Born in Arizona. Yeah, born in Arizona. What was childhood like for you growing up? And obviously being the son of the great Cliff.
Yeah, so I was born in Scottsdale. And then my father got traded to Nashville. So I kind of grew up mostly in Nashville for about 5-6 years. And then from there went to Minnesota. But every summer we'd always spend our summers here in Vancouver. Lots of family here. It's where both my parents are born. Just being around the rink, I thought it's kind of just hockey's just kind of in the blood, man. It's what I love to do. And just being in and around the dressing room with the guys and getting that little kind of backstage access to being on the ice and Zamboni entrance and things like that were kind of cool growing up. It was some really cool things, some interesting stories, but definitely blessed.
When did you know you wanted to pursue hockey and make it a career?
I would say after a couple seasons with the Vancouver Giants, just coming in as a 16-year-old, that was I had lots of knock on me because of my size, and that's always been the somewhat issue people say. But I feel like the game is kind of changing to that aspect of speed, skill, and relentlessness, and yeah. I mean, when I kind of realized, I can make a career out of this in pro hockey, that was definitely a couple seasons throughout the Vancouver Giants. You're kind of in that aspect of junior hockey.
Who did you look up to growing, like in your younger days?
Growing up, players like Danny Briere, Martin St. Louis, always kind of that smaller guy. Even Brendan Gallagher as well. And now I actually have the opportunity to be training with him and these great players, Troy Stetcher out there as well, Kyle Burrows, really good guys. But growing up, I always idolized my father, of course, but Milan Hajduk was probably one of my favorites for the Avalanche. That was kind of the guy I loved watching. Yeah.
And if you were having a dream dinner party and you could invite 3 famous people, dead or alive, who do you want to bring to your party?
All right, dinner party. Well, I would invite Anthony Bourdain. Big fan of that man. He's a chef and a legend of his own. With that, then I would have to invite my Nona because she's a tough critic with cooking. She's passed away, but I know she would love some great food. And then who would I invite for the last? So we got Anthony Bourdain, we got my Nona, and maybe
For example, I always go with Tupac, Seth Rogen, and Shakira, or Paulina Gretzky would be really nice too.
I'd maybe throw Wayne Gretzky in the mix there. How about that? Wayne Gretzky would be pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. I mean, doesn't look quite like Paulina, but we'll make it work. Yeah. So, really, growing up, how much pressure was on you being Cliff's kid?
Yeah, I've always had the name Ronning on my back. Somewhat of a target at times. I think ultimately it's just something you kind of deal with, and I've kind of just dealt with it growing up. I can't say the pressure. The pressure is what you put on yourself, and I at times I do love the pressure, and I feel like that's what kind of gets you over that hump, and I kind of seek that discomfort sometimes of wanting to put a little pressure on myself and go out there and perform, and I think that just makes you a better person, a better player, and but ultimately I've always had it. I've learned how to deal with it through just growing up, and yeah.
Okay. How do you look back at your days as a Vancouver Giant? I know you're one of the greats that they've ever had, and and then that was also the first place I was telling you the story that I just started collecting autographs recently, and you were the very first time that I came to go get autographs, and you came running out of the dressing room when you heard that there was somebody outside looking for an autograph, and you came running out. You came running out like a beauty. We took that picture.
Yeah, no, that's funny. That was my old Under Armour equipment as well, so I knew that was that's an old time photo. That's wicked. Its time is just flying by. Vancouver Giants, first class organization. I mean, it was some great memories. Some good ones, some bad ones, and it's a roller coaster sport. And overall, man, I just enjoyed my time there for 5 years. I stuck with it. And, I really wanted to go far in playoffs and just make it that last year. And the first year, that was kind of about it. But really, man, just the memories overall was fantastic. Yeah.
It is a really nice organization and world class on that. When you look at the studs that have come out of there, including yourself, and then since then, like the Bensons and Bowen Byram, you had him. He's my favorite player, with all due respect. But Bowen Byram is my favorite player
too, man. He's a fantastic defenseman.
What was it like playing with him as a rookie, though?
Yeah, I was the 20-year-old and he's the rookie. And, these younger guys definitely look up to the older players. And so you kind of lead by example. And he was a guy that would soak up everything like a sponge, man. He was there wanting to perform, wanting to be a pro and really trying to excel at his craft. And, there was some really good players as well we had on that team with Benson, and you could just see with Bo, he was a special player. I mean, he had the patience, he had the poise with the puck, and you knew he was going to be going places. And for him to have this success early on in his career, I'm ultimately just so happy for him. And I know he's so blessed and feels grateful for what the opportunity he's been given and he's been taking advantage of. Man, he's a great player.
That's just it. My dream trade would be if Kadri goes to the Islanders, they have an opening for JT Miller, and we get Bowen Byram in return for JT Miller.
That would be a crazy trade, hey? Young Bowen Byram coming to Vancouver.
Yeah, and he's such a nice guy off the ice, and the way he's always treated us when we came to get autographs, he was such a beauty, and you learn from guys like you that set the bar. So,
thank you.
Of course, where were you on draft day 2016 when you went to New York Rangers 7th round, and what were your thoughts going through your head that day?
Yeah, I was at home. I was at home here in Vancouver. Just kind of all the TVs were on in the house, and the radio was on, and it was just an exciting time for myself and my family. The rounds were ticking by and going by and by. I had a good season prior. I think I put up some good numbers, and I ultimately performed, and I felt I had a good chance of getting drafted. I didn't know where. I was just wanting an opportunity, and putting my foot in that door and wanting to push that door open was huge for me. And I was just at home. I was getting frustrated because I knew this draft was ending pretty soon, and then I heard my name get called, and it was a nice feeling, ultimately, kind of having that achievement. And but overall, I mean, you're like I said, the foot's in the door. You have to push it open, and I'm still pushing. I'm still grinding. I'm still enjoying the game. It's the greatest game. I love it, man. I don't want to do anything else. So to have the opportunity to go out and perform and to play hockey for a living, man, there's nothing better in my opinion. So I'm still pushing that door open. But ultimately, a great feeling on draft day.
For sure. And every kid wants to play hockey and get paid for it. I still think I can do it at 40, but it ain't happening. But but I'm out there dominating beer league at 8 rings. So
there you go. Right on. It gets pretty chippy in beer league. I played a couple of games with some buddies, man. It gets chippy.
I don't want to throw light on it, but there was that thing that happened to the kicking at the 8 rinks the other.
I saw that. That was disgusting, man. Yeah. No, it's crazy to think someone would actually do that, but I could see it at times in beer league. It just gets so chippy and feisty.
I'm pretty sure I'm the reason that they installed cameras, though.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I was dirty. I caused.
You're the bruiser.
Fights. Yeah, I thought I was Steel Flurry out there every night.
Yeah. The old Tiger Williams.
Yeah, pretty much. You had a great season last year in Hartford with the Wolfpack. Was there one thing you took from last season, and what helped you have such a good season?
Yeah, I mean, you look out through my years of the AHL. The first couple of seasons, I was in tough. I was sitting on the bench quite a bit. Wasn't given much, and they expected a lot, and it was tough times getting sent down to the East Coast League, and you're kind of put in that position to succeed and put in that position to perform. And when I got sent down there, I was given that, and I took advantage of it. Fortunate enough to get called back up, and in my opinion, still kind of sat on that bench, still kind of riding the pine, and just trying to figure out how I could get this chance. And it took a couple of years for me to finally get that shot. And that's when, you hate to see it, but a player gets hurt and a door opens. And, I start playing on the wing, on the left wing, and took advantage of that year. And then ultimately last year, I just tried to do the same thing as I did the year prior. And that was to shoot the puck and play my game. And ultimately that kind of gave me an opportunity to sign with Iowa Wild for this upcoming season.
Yeah, you did. We were just going to talk about that. That is Phoenix, just so my stats are correct, right? Phoenix's farm team?
No, Minnesota Wild's farm team.
Holy fuck, I should. Well, we're deleting that part. So going there now, what made you choose to sign with the Minnesota franchise?
Yeah, with Minnesota, they wanted me. They actually tried to trade for me last season, and that trade fell through, is what they've told me. And they're looking for a guy to come in and shoot the puck. They need some scoring, and they need guys to shoot the puck. And I that's my favorite thing to do is shoot it. So I thought, to me, in my opinion, I thought it was a great fit, and I'm going to a place that wanted me. So ultimately, that kind of made that decision pretty easy.
And I know you're not a rookie anymore, but some teams do the rookie initiation, or nowadays I'll reword the question, but that's what it's for. If you were out somewhere and there's $1,000 prize on the line, you had to sing one karaoke song. What song do you choose?
I'd go Piano Man, Billy Joel, and get right into character.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It is a good one. That is actually my go-to karaoke song. My sister's actually getting married coming up here in September, and we rented a little karaoke booth afterwards. So Billy Joel might be on the air.
Hey, what would Cliff sing if he had to sing something?
He would say I probably stole his song because that's the one he's always known for. I'll be honest. But he likes Wonderwall, Oasis. I know he crushes that one pretty good.
That's a good song as well.
Yeah.
If you could take a time machine to any place or any time, where would you want to take a time machine to?
Any place, I would take it way back to hockey when they had no helmets, no boards, and it was just a puck and some sticks and some ice. I thought that was pretty cool back in the day. You see these goalies with no mask getting on the ice and playing, taking pucks. There was no curves back then, so that's to make it a little bit difficult. But I think that would be kind of a cool time to time travel.
That's just it. When I had Kelly Rudy on the show a couple days ago, and his thing said the same thing. He would like to go back to that era where they just invented goalie masks. Being a goalie, where you would want to be there when they started realizing, like, holy crap, you got to put a goalie mask on.
Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge kids or young prospects have these days?
Challenge?
Yeah.
I think the challenge nowadays is, and this might sound silly, but these kids are getting burnt out. They're on the ice 24/7, 365, and growing up when I was playing all different sports: lacrosse, soccer, hockey, and nowadays these kids are just playing hockey, but it's nonstop. And some kids love it, some kids want it, but ultimately you kind of get burnt out after a little while with the body, and it can kind of take a toll. So I learned a lot through lacrosse, just head manning the ball and taking hits and pick and rolls and things like that, where it ultimately helped me in my game of hockey. And actually, speaking with Wayne Gretzky, that's one of the things he said was when he played lacrosse, he learned a lot to transition into hockey. So I think that can kind of hurt the upcoming youngsters, and is just constantly being playing hockey. It's just constant. I feel like it could be somewhat draining. It is the best sport in the world, don't get me wrong, but I think I think there has to be a happy medium of things and a nice balance.
And definitely maybe a wind down time, like where you, after the season, you at least take a month off. You see the pros doing it and stuff. Even all you guys coming back to town, just that, even alone, you're just going out and doing your light skates and your workouts. And you guys work hard every single day, but you also aren't doing 10 hours of ground, I believe. I mean, it very well could be. I'm not sure, but you're not out there on the, like when I made at the rink where you were skating and then you guys go do ground or land training after that.
Yeah, like we're with a good group right now. So Ian Gallagher and Jordan McKenzie with the Canucks are running it, and it's been a solid couple months of training camp here that I'd like to say. It's early mornings. It's Monday through Friday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday ice. And for this week, actually, we're in the Craig Cunningham skate. So they have a little camp going on for Craig Cunningham, ex-Giant, great player, Tucson Roadrunner. And we got a skate going on, raising some money for that. And it's a camp all through Monday to Friday. So it is a lot of ice. But then again, you have to learn how to be smart with it as well, with your workloads and what you're putting on. And that's kind of what I've realized through my career so far and off-season training. And you do need that break earlier on. And then once you start getting things going, just taking care of the body off the ice is so important.
Yeah, Craig Cunningham, great guy. We had him on the show. He, another Vancouver Giant legend, of course, like you're saying. When you see Ty Smith out there, what's the most amazing thing you've seen him do? Because he's a hell of a D-man, just like Bowen.
Yeah. Smitty, his edge work is phenomenal and his poise with the puck, very similar to Byram, but the way he can move his feet and have his head up at the same time, he's always looking for plays. He's always looking for that next play, and that's what makes him so special. I've noticed. I've been skating with him for a couple of years now in the summers, and he just keeps getting better and better. And I'm excited for his upcoming season in Pittsburgh to watch him play.
So why were you the best choice then for Minnesota's franchise?
Why was I the best choice?
Yeah.
I think looking at Iowa's perspective, because that's where I'll be playing, they need a shooter, like I said. They need a shooter, and they know I like to shoot the puck, and they want to put me in that position to shoot it. So, I'm going to Iowa, sign that contract with Iowa, which is the AHL team. And then, it's ultimately, we'll see at camp if they made that right choice. I believe they did. I'm a big fan of that organization. And, I think they like the way I play. That's why they picked me, right? Like it's I don't know what they would say, but I think they like the way I play.
Was there any hope in hell that maybe Abbotsford came calling, or?
Yeah, we had some talks with some other teams, and Abbotsford was one of them, with Vancouver, and a lot to do with that decision was they want to focus on their younger guys, and they want to develop their younger guys, and that could take away ice time for myself. So it is a business part, and if they want to do that, then that's kind of, it makes a decision a little bit harder to go somewhere where ice time isn't going to be as there. But you do, at the end of the day, you do have to earn your ice time. That's for sure.
Do you have a personal highlight so far in your career?
Personal highlight, I'd like to think the humanitarian of the year award of the WHL when I was my overage year. I felt like that was a big highlight for me. Just a big honor to kind of get somewhat of a award for just doing good. And I like putting smiles on people's faces, and and it comes from the heart, and to kind of get a little bit of recognition for that. It was pretty cool. And I take that to heart. So I definitely enjoy that. And that's one trophy that gets kind of hung up for sure.
Is there one aspect of your game you're looking to improve?
There's a lot of aspects to my game I'm looking to improve. And I think the biggest one is that skating, that speed. I am a quick player, but the straight ahead speed, I can definitely get better at. The separation, and that's something I really want to improve. So I've been working with good speed skating coach, Dusan Beneke, on the ice treadmill out in North Van. I think just the edge work, and overall, there's nothing beats playing. So finding myself getting into the hole and using that quickness, that's something I can always improve on. It's a big plus in my game. And if I can just positively create that feeling of getting into the hole and shooting the puck and doing well in that aspect, I feel like I can ultimately improve overall.
What are your hobbies outside of sports?
Hobbies. I love to golf. I love to fish. I love music. I'm I love food. That's another big hobby of mine.
Yeah, I can tell that by where your three guests were a nice cook. Like,
yeah. No, Anthony Bourdain's a living legend, man. Or rest in peace, I should say.
yeah,
He I watched all his Parts Unknown, a chef's tour, and all of that. That I'm a big foodie guy, and I love to cook as well. My mom's a great cook. She's Italian, so she's always whipped up some good dishes, and I've kind of learned a little bit from her growing up, and try to implement that when I'm cooking on the road, when I'm in Iowa or in Hartford, and I find that as a hobby as well. But fishing, golfing, surfing as well is a big one. I love to go out to Tofino and surf a little bit and catch some waves. I was actually in Hawaii a bit and surfing out there, which was pretty fun. But yeah.
Yeah, and just touching on Hawaii, I was going to bring this up. You've got the last picture you posted, you and the wife or girlfriend out in Honolulu, and I know exactly where you were at that point because I stayed in the hotel just right across the street, so I always cut in between the buildings too to get down to the beach right where you were at that black rock that walked out on the long walkway, right?
Yeah. So my girlfriend and I, we stayed out in Waikiki, Oahu area, just below Diamond Head, and we were there for quite some time, and enjoyed our stay. That's for sure. It was right after the season. Took the break, brought out the fishing rod, beach towels, loaded up a rent-a-car, and we just drove around the island and crashed at the beaches and just kind of hung out, and it was special, and it was nice because her and I our relationship's a little bit when it's what's the word, over long distance, overseas kind of thing. So she's here in Vancouver, I'm in Hartford, and she only gets a certain amount of time off. She comes and sees me for about a week or 2 weeks and then goes back. So to get some time together for a month was special.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I mean, it's great. I just got back. I did Honolulu from the last week of May and the first week of June. So I must have just missed.
Awesome.
I probably just missed you. And
no way.
It was awesome. I've been there multiple times and stuff, and it's great. I mean, I'm not rich, so I don't. The Canadian dollar flip thing kind of matters to me.
Yeah, it's expensive there too, man.
It's expensive just on its own.
We had a little kitchenette area, which was nice. So we were cooking a lot of our meals at home and kind of eating out on the weekend when we could. But definitely save some money on cooking. And the poke, man. Did you ever end up going to Foodland? The place called Foodland. It was like their Safeway kind of.
No, I thought it was ABC.
So they have, no, ABC stores are like their little CVS stores or whatever, but Foodland is like their Safeway, and they have the best poke if you like diced up fish and tuna, and for a really good price compared to all the other poke restaurants and whatnot. And you can get a big tub of poke and take it home, and that's what we were eating quite a bit. It was awesome.
Yeah, my sister's more into the seafood, or the the not cooked fish. But I'm all the deep fried stuff.
I feel you.
But that's what kind of dog you got?
Yeah, I got a little mural corgi. He's kind of running around right now because I think he heard something outside. But yeah, he's a good boy.
Do you collect anything?
I used to collect coins with my grandfather. Quinny, stop that, bud. I used to collect coins with my grandfather for quite some time. He was big into rare coins and different mints, and I was collecting quite a bit of that, and hockey sticks I collect, and hockey pucks. I used to have a good addition of cards for quite some time, and kind of going through that. That's about it.
Okay. What about hidden talents?
Hidden talents. I can do a backflip, stand from the ground, which is kind of cool. Growing up, I did some gymnastics. I got 3 sisters, and my 2 older sisters were in gymnastics when we were in Nashville, and I would tag along and go into gymnastics as well and learn backflips and whatnot. So growing up, I could do some backflips.
And what about pregame rituals? Do you have anything you do? We got some weird ones.
Yeah, I got some. I got some pregame rituals. That's for sure. For me, I like to tape my stick and do a little meditation prior, and that's just visualization, and I feel that kind of gets me into the zone and gets me ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, we got some people where the people they relace their skates every game, or they change their tape every game. We got one guy that eats banana every game. We had one guy put his left shin pads on his right leg and right leg on his left leg. Like, been doing it for a kid by accident. Yeah. Did you have any nicknames? And what's your favorite jersey number?
Nicknames. The jersey number is easy. That's 7. This year I'll be wearing number 77. Nick Patan is joining the group out in Iowa, so he'll be number 7, and I picked number 77.
Yeah.
And for nicknames, guys at the gym like to call me Tron. I've heard Cliffy. I've heard Rat. I've heard a lot of different nicknames. Cliffy's kind of the funny one because of my dad, of course. Yeah, I would, or Tron or Ronnie. I've heard Ronnie, but yeah.
Do you remember the first? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's what my grandpa likes to say.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm never late for anything. I'm always 15 minutes early, usually on everything. Like, even when you message me, like, "Are we ready to go?" I'm like, "I'm sitting here, but I was just trying to have a dinner." You know.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first CD? Do you remember the first CD that you had?
Yeah, I got a couple good CDs. I'm a big music guy. I liked growing up, Eminem, Slim Shady. The Eminem Show was a great album. And growing up, I mean, my parents weren't fond of me listening to that. But growing up, my oldest sister Taryn, she was big into 50 Cent and Tupac and all that, and so I always had that kind of music bumping. And Eminem was a big one. Of course, Billy Joel, the Beatles. My dad's a big classic rock guy, so anything like Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, the Rolling Stones, the list kind of goes on there. But first CD that I can kind of visualize there would be the Eminem Show, believe it or not. How about yourself?
For me, it was Salt and Pepper. There was a group with Shoot There It Is. I hope I didn't screw that up. It should have been Shoot There It Is, and it was Salt and Pepper back in the day. I also remember it was the same birthday as, I believe it was 96, that the Canucks had the All-Star game in Vancouver. Because for my birthday, I got the Shoot CD and tickets to the All-Star game.
Oh, cool.
So I kind of remember. I feel like it was 96. I'm a bit older than you. If you were an animal, what would you be?
I would say jaguar. I like the way they kind of hunt, somewhat kind of sneaky on their prey. I would say jaguar. Powerful cat.
I always go with a dolphin because I look like a dolphin. I got no hair and a nose, so all right. Okay. Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie?
And why
Happy
is it not
Gilmore?
I was just gonna say, why is it not Happy Gilmore? Okay. That's a good one. You've obviously played Swanee Set then, where the movie was filmed, right? Out in Pitt Meadows?
Yeah. I've played Swanee Set. Yeah, there's 2 courses there. Yeah, no, I played Swanee Set. That's the old the clubhouse there. That beautiful, big mansion looking thing. Yeah.
Who's the best player you've played with and against?
Best player I've played with and against. Played with Connor McDavid at the All-State All-Canadians camp when we were 15, 16 years old. And it was pretty amazing to just give him the puck and let him go end-to-end and score, get a quick assist. That was nice. That was pretty amazing. So I played with him. And then to play against, there's some really good players. I would say played against Austin Matthews in a tournament, Team Canada U17s tournament, and he was in a league of his own. So that was kind of knowing he was a special player, and now seeing what he's doing is actually not a surprise because he's so good.
Do you have a favorite player? This wasn't one of my questions, but do you have a favorite player that's in the league right now?
Favorite player in the league right now. I like watching Brendan Gallagher. I like watching Cam Atkinson. Very fond of those players.
How important is a young athlete's public image?
How important is a young athlete's public image? I guess nowadays with cell phones and everything like that, it could be somewhat important because one wrong photo could kind of ruin somewhat of your career.
That's for sure. And I mean, we had a football prospect on, and he's supposed to be like the next huge superstar running back taken in the draft. Not next year, but the year after. But he's basically the Connor Bedard of running backs. So he's coming up, and he said you don't post anything you wouldn't want your grandma to see.
Yeah, that's kind of the quote you get taught in media class or whatnot with different groups going into organizations. They kind of have social media sessions, and that's kind of the thing they go about as well. It's nowadays, a great kind of quote to live by, I guess, nowadays. Yeah.
Nowadays, they train you all the players on that, right?
Yeah, and as they should. And I think cell phones are a little crazy now. They kind of run the world, and somewhat kind of sad to see, but they are very helpful at times as well.
I need a couple more minutes of your time. I got a couple of quick response.
Yeah, no worries
for you. If you had top 3 songs, what would you choose?
Top 3 songs? I would go top 3 songs. Stairway to Heaven. I would go Toes, Zach Brown Band.
Okay.
And we'd go probably Still Dre. That would be my top 3. Yeah,
that's
good tunes right there. Wide range, but Dr. Dre's legend.
Yeah, for sure. I've actually had on the rapper DOC, who was like Dr. Dre's best friend.
Yeah.
That was his best friend. Yeah, I've had DOC on the show. Tupac's brother. I've tried to get as close to Tupac and Dre as I could.
That's cool, man.
Do you have a favorite comedian?
Favorite comedian? Favorite comedian? I think my grandpa's pretty funny. He would like to consider himself a comedian. John Ronning. He's hilarious. He's always got the jokes. He's actually got a big. He's got his email. He knows how to work the email, so he gets all his buddies sending him emails of jokes. And every time I go and see him, he's always got some new ones for me. So I'd say my gramps.
And the older generation, they do those forward emails where it's like it's like a joke.
A big chain.
Forwarded. Yeah, it's a chain.
5-minute long joke, but they're good ones, man. They're good ones.
You have a favorite sports franchise?
Favorite sports franchise?
It doesn't have to be hockey if you don't want.
Yeah. Favorite sports franchise? Probably say the Minnesota Wild.
Okay, good answer. Favorite cereal?
This might be off the books, but do you know like a granola, like Love Crunch granola? Have you ever had that before?
No, I never have it.
Granola.
I've seen it before, though.
Yeah, no, it's a solid granola. Sometimes we'll have that with a little bit of like oat milk and whatnot. That's a solid cereal, if you can call that cereal.
What was the best Halloween costume, your favorite, that you've ever had?
Yeah, I've actually in high school I won the Halloween award a couple times, and the one year I was a whoopee cushion, big old whoopee cushion, and then the next year I was a muscle magazine it was like a magazine with a hole, and your face just goes in it, and it big kind of like poster. It looked like it was kind of funny. So yeah, I'd say with cushion.
Do you have a favorite Disney princess? And I know we all got one.
I would say Belle. Belle's my favorite Disney princess, and I like to think my girlfriend is a little bit better of a princess, but that's what she kind of goes after is Belle. I'd say Belle.
Okay, Belle is also my answer, but that's because
there you go.
That's because I learned something that no matter how ugly you are, if you lock a girl up for a long time, you still make her love you.
Yeah, that's one way to do
it. Yeah. Favorite actor or actress?
Actor. Tom Hardy's pretty sick. Good actor. I loved him in Peaky Blinders. If you've seen that.
Yep.
Some really good movies. Actress. Favorite actress. I like Mila Kunis. She's a good actress. Yep. Mila Kunis. Yep.
Okay. Deep sea or outer space? If you had to choose one.
Oof. I'm a big ocean person, but I'm gonna go with outer space.
Okay. Spring, summer, fall, or winter? Best time of the year.
Summer's great. Everyone loves summer, but winter's nice too because then the season's going on and you got Christmas around the corner. So I would say winter.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
I'm a big tea guy. I like tea. Yeah.
Cat or dog?
Dog person. I do have a cat. She's a little different, but I would definitely say dog.
Okay. If you could only eat one of the two, pancakes or waffles, for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
I would do pancakes. I do enjoy waffles, but I would do pancakes because there's just so many different ways you can kind of mix and match them. So I would do pancakes.
Is French toast better than both of those?
It's up there. I do enjoy French toast. That's kind of the go-to when we have the early games on at like 12 or 1 o'clock. You know, you have because then there you got a little bit of everything. You got the eggs, toast. It's perfect.
Yeah,
I'm a big French toast fan.
I'm a big French toast guy too. I do it daily. Early bird or night owl?
I would say early. I'm kind of an old goat. Every time 9 o'clock gets around, 9:30, I'm getting ready for bed. So yeah, I like to be up early.
I hear that. I'm the same way. If you had to choose to go watch Friends or watch Seinfeld, which would you rather choose?
Seinfeld's a great show, but I like Friends personally. Okay. It's kind of a classic. They both are, but Friends.
Comedy movies or drama?
Comedy.
Halloween or 4th of July?
Halloween.
All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Lightning quick speed. I think that's pretty different and unique.
Mine's always, I'd like to know what my date was thinking before she left the table. If you were a flavor, what flavor would you be?
A flavor? I've never been asked that question. What flavor would I be?
My answer is I'm a mint.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You are a mint. I'd go with what did I have today? I had a nice peach. I go with the peach. Or no, grapefruit. Different. You know, it's come up bittersweet.
Okay. What is a Canadian tuxedo?
What is a Canadian tuxedo? Jeans and jeans.
Yeah, you should know that. Okay.
I
asked that this morning and somebody had no idea.
Really?
He's American, but
okay.
Whose name is on the Stanley Cup 5 times, but spelled different 5 different times? Last trick question.
Who is it? I don't know.
Doc Plant, and it was like spelled like 5 different
No way.
ways. Yeah, I stole that from somewhere, but I'm sure if we looked up the stats, it would be great. Okay, I just want to thank you for giving me your time and taking the time to holler. And getting this interview done. I know we've been big fans of you, me and Mike, for a long time. We've been chasing you for years. It was good to run into you, and hey, giving about a beer koozie sure worked. It's better than a business card, right?
It works, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it was great, and it was very nice meeting you that day, and seeing you again, I should say. And I appreciate you having me on the podcast.